For us, the biggest thing is judging the progress from the first scrimmage to the second scrimmage. And I thought we improved in a lot of areas. Thought the running backs ran really well. There were, got to go back and watch the video, but several long runs. And that starts up front with the offensive line doing their job, having to pick up a lot of different looks on the defensive side, and then those backs running hard. And but it was good to see some breakaway touchdowns today. Also had some explosive passing plays. And really it was a mixture of guys, Deion Kane, Artavis Scott, maybe Ray McLeod had one, so that was good. Got off to a fast start. That was a big thing we always preach, is get off to a fast start. And that first offense went down, drove 70 yards on the first drive and put it in the end zone, and that really got the momentum going for the day. Still had a few things we need to clean up as far as some of the penalties and communication between the center and quarterbacks, but playing a lot of guys, able to get it's kind of hard to judge when you're playing that many guys, 3 groups, probably over 38 guys that are in there getting reps. But overall, I was pleased. I thought we made a lot of progress from the first scrimmage to where we were today, and still got a lot to get cleaned up before we're ready for Auburn.
Is anybody starting to separate at that second running back spot, or still up for grabs?
I think today kind of reshuffled a little bit, and as coaches, just every day. I know Coach Elliott, talks to the staff about it every day. Your depth chart kind of moves because really there's, so many guys that are very close, and but just right off the bat, Adam Choice seemed like he had a really good day and separated himself a little bit from some of the others. But even though it is a scrimmage, it's still just kind of another evaluation opportunity. And we'll have a lot of those before we get ready for Auburn. But I would say it's a good thing because there's every day another guy steps up. So it's not a situation where, all of them are just average and nobody stands out. I think it truly is a situation where, each of those guys behind Wayne kind of have their days. And today it looked like Adam had his best. High expectations for him. He was a highly recruited guy coming out of high school. And, I think this is the time of year that you challenge those guys. And, they got a lot going on. They're thinking about a lot of different things. And, they got to learn to whenever they get the ball in their hands, there ain't a whole lot to learn about that. You just run fast. And, but, he's done some good things, had some good days. But I think, just like all of the freshmen, they've had their moments. But really this install is pretty heavy and kind of slows them down a little bit. But that'll definitely be something that will be challenging him with here over the next few weeks.
Second string quarterback, is anybody starting to separate?
Yeah, Nick's probably Nick Schuessler's probably had the best fall camp up to this point, but then it was good to see in the scrimmage opportunities. This is the second scrimmage in a row that Kelly Bryant's done really well. He had a great touchdown pass down the field today, put it right where it needed to be, and he's getting more comfortable. So I don't think it's gotten to the point where we're ready to name a second-team quarterback, but we've seen improvement by both of those guys, and they've both really been doing a good job. I think we've got confidence in both Nick and Kelly at this point, and these next 2 or 3 weeks to kind of decide who that guy would be if we needed somebody else to run out there.
Is it important to have a true second-team guy? That they played much of last year with the OR designation.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think, obviously it's been well documented. Each of those guys have their strengths and weaknesses, and so, if they continue on the path that they're on, it could be a game situation. Are we, what's the situation of the game? Where are we? Who are we playing against? What are they going to do defensively? Each of them bring Kelly. Kelly brings a lot. He had a great run today, long touchdown run. He's a big physical guy running with the ball in his hands and has improved as a passer. And Nick's a guy that, he's going to throw the ball. We got a lot of skilled guys to get the ball to. But I don't think that's something that we're worried about. I think it's important to know who your starter is for sure, just because that's so important to that offense. But the second guy, I think we're fine where we are right now. And as long as we know as coaches behind closed doors what the situation would be and our team knows, I think that's all that matters.
Are you starting to settle on a rotation at wide receiver as far as these are our first three, and then this is where this guy fits in with so many talented people?
I think the first six of Mike, Renfro, Artavis, Dion, Trevion, Ray, there's no doubt they've separated themselves from the three freshmen, as you would imagine. The three freshmen have had their moments, but I think the install's kind of starting to get to them a little bit, and they're slowing down in a hurry right now. They did not have a very good day, just being able to line up, doing basic things. So those six have kind of separated themselves a little bit, but within that, it's been really all of them been very consistent. I'm not disappointed in any of them. We're cross-training some guys to be able to play some different spots, and that's something that those guys want to do, is be able to move around and play in some different spots and not be pigeonholed into one position. But those guys will continue to compete, and we'll have different rotations and kind of game plans based off who we're playing and how those guys are doing. If one guy gets in there and has a hot hand, then we'll let him go a little bit longer, but I don't think there's anything fundamentally that we want to really change or separate right there. I think probably a week away from that. We got one more scrimmage, I believe, Thursday. And then I think after that we start getting in the weekend. Coming out that next week, we'll really start game planning and putting all of our focus into Auburn. So I'm sure those discussions are going on, and all these scrimmages and everything counts. But I don't think there'll be any firm decisions or firm maybe conversations about that until we kind of get to the end of next week.
But just based on how the offensive depth chart looks, would you like to redshirt a decent portion of them, just with the number of veterans you have?
I'd like to play all of the guys that deserve to play. How about that? We love to play freshmen, and if they're ready and they've earned the right to play, then they'll play. And we'll see where that is. And it does. It has to do with depth and also how they're doing. But I think it's still too early to make those decisions right now.